So on my old channel, I had this series called Pagan Ponders, where I would talk about my spiritual beliefs, my religious beliefs, and everything around that. So I decided to bring it back so I could talk about that stuff on this channel and maybe gain a following and talk about stuff like that with my friends and other people on the internet. So myself, I practice witchcraft and eclectic paganism, which basically means I can pick and choose from any religion and just decide what I believe from that. I have pieces from Christianity to Greek mythology to voodoo. Basically, there is at least 1% of each religion in my beliefs. I started a Book of Shadows when I was 17, just before I moved out of my mum's into my dad's, which is where I started really practicing paganism, because I was basically on my own for a lot of the time, so I got a lot of chance to explore new paths, and paganism really said something to me where most religions didn't. I kind of was like, yeah, that little bit is quite nice, but that little bit is also nice, but the majority of these religions contradict each other, so I can't really do both. So I took the pieces that said something to me and I put them into my own beliefs. The path of witchcraft that I actually follow is Forest Witch, which is a term that I just made up on the spot. I think it closely relates to Green Witch, maybe? Basically, I use plants in my craft a lot. I also use cooking and maybe potions in my craft a lot, but because I connect with the earth a lot, I decided to call it Forest Witchcraft. Now that is funny because I'm a Pisces, which is a water sign, so the gods which I work with are Isis from Egyptian mythology, Pan from Greek mythology, and Poseidon from Greek mythology. They are the three main gods and goddesses that I work with, but I'm not limited to those three. I work with many, and I believe personally that every god is the same one under different names. But connecting with those different gods creates different energies, and it just helps you bring out a certain outcome in your practice. Now, when I first got into paganism, I was so blind to what it actually was. I thought that I was being followed by some type of spirit, so I went onto Yahoo Answers and asked if anyone could help with that, and someone messaged me and said, it does sound like you're taking values from movies, and this is just not what life is like. Witches in real life are like this. And then I started to research Wicca and paganism and found Azora Dragonfeather, which I have mentioned before on my channel, who was my gateway pagan, and I've never gone back since. So the videos in the future that I want to do videos on the different gods that I believe in, on different mythology stories and different creatures from mythology stories. Like, I am doing Cthulhu. Definitely 100%. I love the Cthulhu story. When I'm doing the Vlogoween Spooky Week videos, I'm going to do maybe a Blair Witch video, or maybe the Salem Witch Trials. My first Book of Shadows had the whole story of the Salem Witch Trials in it, and I really regret having to remove it for new stuff, because it was one of those things that sparked something in me, and nothing has ever done it since. Where my people haven't really been prosecuted. Being a witch, they have. And I'm not saying that I want to identify with a people that have been prosecuted, because that history was very sad and was not needed in our history, but it helped us become stronger as a people. So yeah, if you have any suggestions of what you want me to talk about to do with paganism or Wicca or anything to do with that, comment down below and I'll see what I can do.